Good evening and welcome. Tonight, commotion in Edo State House of Assembly as the Speaker and his deputy are impeached. A female lawmaker is elected as new Speaker. Ending terror attacks and building closer trade ties feature in talks between President Muhammadu Buhari and his counterpart from Cameroon, Paul Biya. The president directs security operatives to deal decisively with rampant herdsmen. And babies saved after 4 days in rubble following a building collapse in Kenya.
And on business news tonight, federal government asked to return pioneer status to critical sectors for growth and job creation.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria Basketball Federation names 3 NBA stars in its preliminary squad for the 2016 Rio Olympic Games.
We begin tonight with the commotion in the Edo State House of Assembly. For more than 3 hours, lawmakers there threw caution to the wind as they struggled to take over control over the House and the mace themselves. At the end of the day, 16 of them said they have impeached the Speaker and his deputy, and the new Speaker, the only female member, Honorable Elizabeth Ative, is now the new Speaker.
It begins as just an ordinary day at the Edo State House of Assembly as members wait for the Speaker's arrival to start the day's proceedings. Suddenly, Folly Ogedengbe, a member representing Owan East, stands and moves a motion for the impeachment of the Speaker, Victor Edoro.
By the Speaker, Honorable Victor Tiger Edoro is hereby impeached. I so move.
That carried out, Patrick Iluobe becomes Speaker pro tempore and then goes ahead to call for the election of a substantive Speaker and Deputy Speaker.
I hereby nominate Honorable Ative as the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly. I so move.
However, the impeached Speaker arrives with his followers and heads straight to his occupied seat and confronts the alleged usurpers. Then he attempts to drag his replacement out of the seat. Pandemonium ensues, but an audacious move starts with a 15-foot, not-so-acrobatic drop from the upper gallery. The lawmaker picks himself up and races for the mace, and then slams it on the desk. He had barely taken a step back when someone else moves to snatch it, and then begins the struggle for the symbol of authority. The battle now shifts to the rightful occupant of the Speaker's seat. The unseated, new factional Speaker even attempts to take a pound of flesh, literally, but the impeached Speaker is unmoved.
I was not even there when they started. Can you start the sitting without me? The Speaker convokes a sitting. So not until I came, that sitting wasn't a sitting. So they've never put an allegation before me, and I've not heard from them. And I think those are frivolous allegations, if they are so stated.
Oh, that story also has another side to it.
We, the members, honorable members of Edo State House of Assembly, 16 of us, followed due process to impeach the former Speaker Honorable Victor Edoro.
The impeached speaker that brought hoodlums to the place to begin to sporadically disturb us, but we refused to be intimidated. And we went through the normal processes even before he came in with his talks. And and that is the reason why we are suspended him for 3 months. As a new speaker, we are going to have a very robust house.
The Edo State House of Assembly is witnessing yet another action-packed drama following the infamous exchange of blows on June the 23rd, 2014. The last is yet to be heard about this latest fracas among Edo State lawmakers.
To bilateral ties, Nigeria and Cameroon have signed agreements on trade cooperation and conservation of the Benue River. This is the outcome of the bilateral talks between Presidents Muhammadu Buhari and Paul Biya of Cameroon, who is on a state visit to Nigeria. Other areas covered in the bilateral talks include security, agriculture and immigration. Our State House correspondent, Chukwuma Onekwusi, reports.
The convoy of the visiting Cameroonian president enters the presidential villa in a grand style as Nigeria rolls out the drums to herald his arrival. The state visit is at the invitation of President Muhammadu Buhari. Is there to receive him and his wife as they get treated to all the national honors set out by the Presidential Guards Brigade. It's not the first time President Biya is visiting Nigeria, and so must be used to such tricks as he makes out time to inspect the guards of honor. There's also the introduction of government officials from Nigeria and Cameroon. And some photo shots. And both presidents go behind closed doors for bilateral talks. President Paul Biya will be here for 2 days, and it is expected that both countries will use the opportunity of this visit to confer on those issues of common interest that will strengthen ties between Nigeria and Cameroon. State House correspondents were not allowed to cover the meeting behind closed doors, but signals indicate that the agreement signed cover trade cooperation between Nigeria and Cameroon, conservation of the Benue River, security, agriculture, infrastructure, immigration issues, among others. Chukwuma Onekwusi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the president has ordered heads of national security agencies in the country to take all necessary action to apprehend and expose those behind the recurring attacks by herdsmen on communities across the country. The president said this at a meeting with members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, where he restated his administration's resolve to deal decisively and expeditiously with the matter. In the president's words, "We are determined to secure all Nigerians, and I've told the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies in very strong terms to deal decisively with the attackers." President Buhari expressed his personal condolences to the Catholic Bishop of Enugu, the people of Upabi Nimbo, and other communities that have suffered fatalities and other losses from the recent attacks. The president also assured the bishops that he was acting with deliberation and moving methodically to implement his change agenda for the good of the country. He assured them that his administration was working very hard to fulfill all the promises it had made to Nigerians, and that his greatest motivation now is the desire to bring positive change to Nigeria. The bishops pledged continued prayers for Nigeria and the government, expressing their conviction that current hardships are temporary and Nigeria will soon overcome its present difficulties. There's been another attack in Adei village in local government area of Nasarawa State. Although no life was lost, about 83 cows were killed and people injured. The Nasarawa Police Public Relations Officer has confirmed the attack and appealed to residents not to take the law into their hands as investigations have begun.
This is Ade Village, a riverine community in local development area of Nasarawa State. The residents here are mostly fishermen. The peaceful community, which shares boundary with Benue State, accommodates quite a number of foreigners, including herdsmen who reside here with their families. But that peace within the community has been disrupted by an attack. About 83 cows were killed and others injured. The residents believe it's a reprisal attack. The Director of Personnel Management of Local Development Area believes they were attacked because they were harboring the Fulanis.
We don't have anything. We are brothers. We don't have. It's because of the accommodation we have given a room to Fulani to stay. That is the genesis of involving other tribes in these crashes.
He says the attack has affected fishing activities in the area.
We people of local, we no longer go for fishing. We no longer go for marketing. This Ashoma market which we used to go, you no longer go to Ashoma market, neither that of Makodi, that of Udeni Magaji, and that of Bagana.
The owner of the cows gives an account of the incident.
What it was said that these people, what it was suspecting that Agatu from Benue side, that is the cross and maybe they hide for night. And after the cow go, now they attack the cow.
The police says investigations are run and the perpetrators will be prosecuted.
We are trying to emphasize the synergy that is already existing between us and the other sister security agencies, between us and the traditional institutions, between us and the leadership of the Fulanis, to see that this incident does not result to any crisis or any reprisal attack or anything of that sort, so anything of that nature. So,
although no life was lost in the attack and no property destroyed, residents are appealing to both Nasarawa and Benue State governments to take action before the issue escalates.
In part two after the break, federal government set to clean up oil spills in Ogoni land warns against frustrating the exercise. Please join us again.